Microsoft had a pretty rough past week. They've been Craig memed into oblivion by the internet community. They had a pretty bad showing with the Xbox Game Showcase, and no one really liked their Halo Infinite gameplay reveal. So I guess Microsoft decided it was time for damage control, and they had a couple of announcements today, so let's go and take a look at those. So Eurogamer writes, Halo Infinite multiplayer is reportedly free to play. And they said Microsoft has now confirmed today's leak that Halo Infinite's multiplayer will indeed be free to play and run at 120 frames per second on Xbox Series X. There's no word on how the mode will be monetized. An earlier report below suggested a Battle Pass model, or how this fits into other whispers about Xbox Live Gold no longer being required to play free-to-play games, though it would make sense. More details will be shared later, Microsoft said, making the news official via Halo's Twitter account. So their tweet was, Halo is for everyone. We can confirm Halo Infinite multiplayer will be free to play and will support 120 frames per second on Xbox Series X. More details will be shared later. So this is really big news, and I'm assuming that because it was on their official Halo Twitter, that it will be free to play on both Xbox Series X, across all of the Xbox consoles, and PC as well. And you will probably just need Xbox Live Gold on the consoles, but I would assume that you probably wouldn't need that on PC, and it'll be completely free. Overall, I don't actually see this changing too much. It's not the same as it was back in the Xbox days, where people would go for LAN parties and bring their Xbox over to like somebody else's house. That was really the console multiplayer shooter of the time, and nobody else could really match it. There was Counter-Strike on PC, of course, but on consoles, Halo was basically king of the hill. So I guess it's kind of like saying Halo is really like what StarCraft is now, and it's hard for StarCraft or any of those type of games, especially if they haven't changed their gameplay to update it, I guess, for a newer generation, because StarCraft right now finds it hard to compete with games like Dota and League of Legends. And Halo is the same, because now people are playing Fortnite and PUBG and those type of battle royale games. Is this going to help Halo? Yeah, definitely, because now you don't have to pay to play the game. But will it change the landscape of gaming and kind of bring it back to regular arena first-person shooters? No, because I think people have moved on from that. They need more or game mechanisms within their first-person shooters. But we'll see. There are other things that Halo can do within its gameplay structure. One of those things is the Battle Pass that they've got with the Master Chief Collection, where you get rewards and it incentivizes playing more. But Halo is an arena shooter. We have battle royale shooters now, and I think even with free to play, this might be tough for Halo. Now, before we go, let's have a read of some people's reactions on this news. Even though I'm kind of cherry picking responses, I'm really just going to the latest page of the Resetera forums to see some people's reactions on this news. And Fast and Furious writes, traditional Halo fans should be worried. Classic arena-style game types don't make for good monetization. Halo 5 went all out on its Warzone mode, so expect Halo Infinite to do something very similar. Previously, when asked if Halo Infinite will be missing features at launch, Chris Lee dodged the question. Now we can infer why. Halo Infinite could turn out to be a really cool, free-to-play shooter, but it won't be the Halo we know and love anymore. So that kind of assumes that Microsoft is all about the monetization, and I think there are two strategies involved that Microsoft are going for with this. One is for people to buy their console, obviously, and two, yeah, definitely some monetization. But really, this is just to get people playing Xbox, because right now PS5 has the lead in terms of people being interested in next-gen consoles. People are more interested in PS5, and hopefully with these free incentives, this may make people come back and reconsider the Xbox PS5 equation. So Drowsy Jungle writes, Microsoft is using Halo as a tentpole game to get people into Xbox. Actually, brilliant idea to get folks into their ecosystem and use other ways of monetization, i.e. Game Pass. Free Live, free Halo multiplayer would get more people to dip into Game Pass. There are 4nan writes, if it's 60 frames per second multiplayer on Jaguar CPUs, then the new CPU should demolish it at 120 Hz. So really it's just a question of how much they scale down resolution. If multiplayer is 4K 60, then 1440p 120 seems about right. Even 1080p 120 Hz would look perfectly good though. It's not like it would be a problem if they had to go lower in res. So I assume it will probably be 1440p 120, and they will probably downscale it to or super sample it to 1080p on everyone's 4K screens. White Rabbit EXE writes, am I missing something? I'd have to assume free to play in this instance means you don't need Xbox Live Gold. Not that multiplayer is literally a free standalone free to play experience, but several posts seem to act as if the latter was hard confirmed. Free to play means so Judge writes, free to play means it's free to play, meaning the actual multiplayer is free for everyone. What 343 announced has nothing to do with gold subs. It will be available to play for free just like Fortnite is. Now I double checked this. Fortnite actually requires gold sub. So yes, you probably do need a gold sub to play Halo. And I think that's what he's saying. He's saying that you don't have to pay for the game, to pay $60 or $20, whatever. But you do need a Gold Live subscription to play online games. Shrennen writes, someone earlier in the thread mentioned that Halo Master Chief Collections Battle Pass lets you still earn previous season rewards. I think that would be an amazing twist on the Battle Pass system if they maintained that in Halo Infinite, and you could choose to buy whichever season's premium Battle Pass whenever as well. Eventually you'll have many different seasons incorporating 100 levels each, so you'll always have content to unlock coming in. Maybe they also have a premium Battle Pass that you pay for, like with Fortnite, and people on Game Pass can get it automatically, while people that don't have Game Pass have to pay for it individually, so Infinite could even work as an entry point into people considering Game Pass despite it being free to play. Still, exclusive cosmetics are not always a bad thing, so I think tying exclusive cosmetics to events that happen in each Battle Pass season that only occur during the active season could still be something doable. I'd love if they brought back cosmetics tied to achievements too, though this is far less likely, that most are going to be focused on being a microtransaction of some kind. With Halo Master Chief Collections Battle Pass, they had a season, and there would be sort of incentives to keep on playing with rewards and things as you go along, which I would assume would have to come to this game if it's free to play. So when Halo says it's free to play, it's not like it's not like it was back in the old Xbox days where every game was a new game. There will probably be just the regular game that is free to play for people who are just playing for free. But for people who are paying for like a battle system, then they will be locked into seasons with progressions and XPs and rewards and that sort of thing. So overall, it's definitely a good move. Do I think it's a PS5 killer? Probably not. I think people are still going to choose a PS5 regardless of this. This is good news for Xbox fans, of course. And do I think it's a Fortnite killer? No, I don't think it's a Fortnite killer. Until Halo becomes a battle royale game, yeah, Fortnite's still probably going to be king.